Hey everyone, Dr. J here. Ever wondered what would happen if women just stopped ovulating? Picture this: a world where periods are a thing of the past, pregnancies require scientific intervention, and female biology takes a dramatic turn. We're going to dive deep into the science behind ovulation and explore a hypothetical world where ovulation is no more, examining the potential consequences, silver linings, and ethical dilemmas. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets of ovulation and venture into a world where the very foundation of female biology is flipped on its head? Let's get started. Before we jump into a world without ovulation, let's make sure we're all on the same page. Ovulation is like a monthly lottery in a woman's body, where one lucky egg gets released from the ovary. This intricate process is orchestrated by hormones like estrogen and progesterone, which rise and fall throughout the menstrual cycle, triggering the release of the mature egg. But what happens when this finely tuned system is disrupted? What if the egg never gets released, and the monthly lottery is canceled? Let's find out. Imagine a world where women no longer ovulate. No periods, no PMS, and maybe even no need for certain types of contraception. Without ovulation, natural conception would be impossible, revolutionizing family planning and making assisted reproductive technologies the norm. The ripple effects go far beyond reproduction. Estrogen and progesterone levels would plummet, leading to potential health consequences. From bone health to cardiovascular function, these hormones play vital roles throughout a woman's body. A world without ovulation could mean increased risks of osteoporosis, heart disease, and other health challenges. Estrogen is a big deal. It impacts everything from bone strength to brain function. When estrogen levels drop, bones become vulnerable to weakening and fracture. Estrogen also influences memory, attention, and mood. In a world without ovulation, women might experience brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and an increased risk of mood disorders. Estrogen also helps keep blood vessels flexible and cholesterol levels in check, so its absence could increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Now, let's move on to progesterone. Often dubbed the pregnancy hormone, it also has a calming effect on the brain, promoting relaxation and regulating sleep cycles. In a world without ovulation, where progesterone levels would plummet, women might experience heightened anxiety, insomnia, and mood disorders. Progesterone also regulates body temperature, influences metabolism, and supports healthy skin and hair. The absence of ovulation would have far-reaching consequences that we're only beginning to understand. The most obvious consequence of a world without ovulation is the impact on reproduction. Natural conception would become a thing of the past, making assisted reproductive technologies like IVF the new norm. Imagine a world where couples consult with fertility specialists as a standard part of family planning. The absence of ovulation would also raise profound ethical and societal questions. Would access to assisted reproductive technologies be available to all, or only to those who can afford it? How would the absence of a natural cycle affect feelings of femininity, motherhood, and the desire to have children? These are complex questions that require careful consideration and open dialogue. The menstrual cycle has long been intertwined with a woman's sense of self, emotions, and experience of the world. So, what happens when that cycle disappears? In a world without ovulation, women might feel disconnected from their bodies and unsure of their place in the world. Decoding the mood swings, hormones, and emotions on a collision course. Hormonal fluctuations might actually play a role in strengthening relationships and fostering deeper connections. In a world without ovulation, would those emotional surges disappear? Would we become masters of emotional regulation, or would we lose something valuable? These hormonal fluctuations might actually serve a purpose, even if it's not always immediately clear. In a world without ovulation, we might find ourselves longing for those emotional highs and lows, those reminders of our body's innate wisdom. From a young age, girls are taught to associate menstruation with womanhood. But in a world without ovulation, how would our understanding of womanhood shift? The absence of a menstrual cycle might lead to a sense of liberation for some, freeing them from the physical and emotional constraints of periods. For others, the loss of a cycle could be disorienting, even unsettling. They might feel disconnected from their bodies and their femininity. The absence of a cycle could challenge traditional gender roles and expectations, forcing us to confront our deeply held beliefs about gender and identity. The social shift, from menstrual taboos to a new era of openness. If periods were no longer a monthly reality, would we finally be free to discuss reproductive health openly and honestly? The absence of ovulation might pave the way for a more open and accepting society, one where women's health is no longer seen as a taboo subject. It could foster a greater understanding of the complexities of the female body and encourage empathy and support for women's experiences. It would require a collective shift in mindset, a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths, and a commitment to creating a more inclusive and understanding society for all. Now let's step back for a moment and ponder the evolutionary mystery of it all. Why did ovulation evolve in the first place? It seems like a rather complicated and somewhat inconvenient way to reproduce, wouldn't you say? From an evolutionary perspective, the goal is simple: pass on your genes to the next generation. And for most animals, ovulation is timed to coincide with periods of peak fertility, increasing the chances of successful reproduction. But humans, as we often do, like to do things a little differently. Unlike many other species, human females don't advertise their ovulation. There are no outward signs, no flashing neon lights, no mating calls to announce their fertile window. This concealed ovulation has puzzled scientists for years, leading to numerous theories about its evolutionary purpose. Some speculate that hidden ovulation evolved as a way to promote pair bonding and cooperation between males and females. Without clear signs of ovulation, males were more likely to stick around, contributing to child-rearing and ensuring the survival of their offspring. Others believe that concealed ovulation provided females with greater control over their reproductive choices. Without the pressure of a visible fertile window, women were free to choose their partners based on factors beyond mere biological imperative. Whatever the reason, the evolution of ovulation is a testament to the incredible adaptability and complexity of the human body. It's a reminder that our biology is a product of millions of years of trial and error, a delicate dance between genes and environment, instinct and adaptation. As we stand on the precipice of incredible advancements in reproductive technology, the hypothetical scenario of a world without ovulation takes on a whole new meaning. What was once a thought experiment is now edging closer to a potential reality, albeit not in the way you might think. While women en masse stopping ovulation is unlikely, the development of advanced reproductive technologies means we're gaining more and more control over our fertility. From egg freezing to IVF, from genetic screening to artificial wombs, the future of reproduction is rapidly evolving, challenging our assumptions and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Imagine a future where infertility is a thing of the past, where couples can choose the timing and circumstances of their pregnancies with unprecedented precision, where genetic diseases can be eradicated before birth, where the miracle of life unfolds not just in the womb, but in the laboratory as well. But with these advancements come profound ethical and societal questions. How do we ensure equitable access to these technologies? Who gets to decide how and when they're used? And what are the long-term implications for families, communities, and the very fabric of our society? The future of fertility is a complex and rapidly evolving landscape, one that demands careful consideration, open dialogue, and a willingness to grapple with the ethical implications of our scientific advancements. As we venture into uncharted territory, we must proceed with caution, wisdom, and a deep respect for the sanctity of life and the profound responsibility that comes with creating it. We We've been on a wild ride exploring a world without ovulation, haven't we? Millions of women live in a simulated version of that world, thanks to a tiny pill. Hormonal contraception, the ultimate ovulation interrupter, mimics pregnancy hormones, tricking the body into thinking it's already released an egg. This stops ovulation, preventing pregnancy and altering the menstrual cycle. It's like pressing pause on a biological process. But it doesn't completely silence the hormonal symphony. Instead, it orchestrates a controlled hormonal dance, delivering synthetic estrogen and progesterone. This has revolutionized women's lives, giving control over fertility and reducing unplanned pregnancies. But it also raises questions about long-term health effects. The pill offers a glimpse into a world without ovulation, but it's not a perfect simulation. It's a complex intervention with its own implications, both positive and potentially negative. The pill's legacy offers insights into balancing reproductive freedom and the female body's workings. Let's address a common misconception about menstruation, that it's somehow essential for good health. For centuries, periods have been viewed as a necessary evil, a messy inconvenience that women just have to endure. But the truth is, menstruation, in and of itself, doesn't offer any direct health benefits. Think about it. Menstruation is simply the shedding of the uterine lining, a biological process that occurs when a woman doesn't become pregnant. It's a natural part of the reproductive cycle, but it's not essential for survival, well-being, or overall health. In fact, some experts argue that frequent menstruation, particularly in societies where women have shorter life expectancies and multiple pregnancies, might actually pose health risks. Each menstrual cycle exposes women to fluctuating hormones, potential iron deficiency, and the discomfort and inconvenience of periods themselves. So, in a world without ovulation where periods would be a thing of the past, women might actually experience some health advantages. Without the monthly hormonal roller coaster, the risk of certain hormone-sensitive conditions like endometriosis and fibroids might decrease. Now, I know what you're thinking, Dr. J. Are you saying periods are pointless? Not exactly. Menstruation is a natural biological function, and its absence would undoubtedly have implications for our understanding of women's health and the reproductive life cycle. But it's important to debunk the myth that periods are inherently healthy or necessary for well-being. Estrogen and progesterone play vital roles in women's health, far beyond just reproduction. HRT supplements the body with synthetic or bioidentical hormones to compensate for the natural decline during menopause. While HRT alleviates menopausal symptoms, it carries risks. It can help with hot flashes, night sweats, and bone loss, but it may increase the risk of certain cancers, blood clots, and stroke. The decision to use HRT is personal and should be made with a healthcare provider. So far, we've focused primarily on the impact of no ovulation on women's bodies and experiences. But in a world where natural conception is impossible, the conversation about reproductive responsibility would need to shift dramatically, involving men as equal partners in the journey. No longer could the burden of contraception fall solely on women's shoulders. The development and widespread adoption of new contraceptive methods for men would become essential, requiring a re-evaluation of traditional gender roles and expectations surrounding family planning. Imagine a future where men have access to safe, effective, and reversible contraceptives that give them equal control over their fertility. This shift would not only empower men to take an active role in family planning, but also foster a greater sense of shared responsibility in relationships. Furthermore, a world without ovulation might challenge deeply ingrained societal norms that place the primary responsibility for child-rearing on women. If both partners are equally capable of preventing pregnancy, the division of labor in families might shift towards a more equitable model, allowing both parents to pursue careers, personal aspirations, and family life on their own terms. This hypothetical scenario highlights the interconnectedness of reproductive health and gender equality. It underscores the importance of involving men in conversations about contraception, family planning, and the societal implications of new reproductive technologies. In a world without ovulation, assisted reproductive technologies become the only path to parenthood. Questions about access, affordability, and the definition of family take center stage. Would everyone have equal access to expensive fertility treatments? Or would parenthood become a privilege for the wealthy? Ethical considerations around genetic screening also arise. PGD can prevent diseases but raises concerns about designer babies and discrimination. These complex issues require careful consideration and open dialogue. A world without ovulation challenges our understanding of family. Would our definition of kinship expand to include adoption, surrogacy, and co-parenting? This scenario forces us to reevaluate our values and beliefs about reproductive freedom. It's a journey into uncharted ethical territory. We must ensure technology serves humanity, not the other way around. Wow, what a journey it's been! We've explored the intricate science of ovulation, delved into the potential ramifications of a world without it, and grappled with the ethical and societal questions that such a scenario would raise. It's been a thought-provoking exploration of the female body, its remarkable capabilities, and its profound influence on our lives. Throughout our exploration, one theme has emerged with resounding clarity: the interconnectedness of biology, identity, and society. We've seen how a seemingly simple biological process like ovulation ripples outward, shaping not only our physical health, but also our sense of self, our relationships, and the very fabric of our communities. The absence of ovulation, while hypothetical, has served as a powerful lens through which to examine these interconnected systems. It's challenged us to question assumptions, confront taboos, and imagine a future where reproductive freedom, gender equality, and scientific advancement go hand in hand. But perhaps the most important lesson we've learned is the importance of approaching these complex issues with nuance, empathy, and a willingness to engage in open and honest dialogue. There are no easy answers, no one-size-fits-all solutions. The future of reproductive health will require collaboration, compassion, and a deep respect for the diversity of human experiences. Our exploration of a world without ovulation might have been a thought experiment, but its implications are far from trivial. By venturing into the realm of what-ifs, we've unlocked a powerful tool for understanding ourselves and the world around us. Imagination, after all, is the engine of progress. It allows us to envision possibilities beyond the constraints of the present, to challenge the status quo, and to spark the curiosity that drives innovation. When we ask what if, we open our minds to new perspectives, challenge assumptions, and create space for creative problem-solving. In the realm of science, what-if questions have led to groundbreaking discoveries, from the theory of relativity to the development of life-saving vaccines. And in the realm of society, these same questions have fueled social movements, challenged injustices, and inspired us to create a more just and equitable world. So let's not underestimate the power of imagination, even when it comes to seemingly outlandish scenarios like a world without ovulation. By allowing ourselves to explore these hypothetical situations, we stretch the boundaries of our thinking, ignite our curiosity, and pave the way for a future that is both innovative and compassionate. As we stand on the cusp of a new era in reproductive health, it's tempting to feel both excited and overwhelmed by the possibilities before us. Advancements in technology are rapidly outpacing our ability to fully grasp their ethical and societal implications, leaving us to navigate uncharted waters with a mixture of hope and trepidation. But amidst this uncertainty, one thing remains clear: the need for wisdom, compassion, and a deep respect for the sanctity of life. As we develop new technologies that give us greater control over our reproductive destinies, we must proceed with caution, ensuring that these advancements benefit all members of society, not just a select few. The future of reproductive health will require open and honest conversations about access, affordability, and the ethical dilemmas surrounding genetic screening and other emerging technologies. It will demand that we confront our biases, challenge discriminatory practices, and create a healthcare system that is both equitable and just. Above all, it will require us to approach these complex issues with empathy, recognizing that every individual's journey to parenthood is unique and deserving of respect. By embracing the unknown with both wisdom and compassion, we can harness the power of science to create a future where reproductive freedom is a reality for all. As we conclude our exploration of a world without ovulation, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible complexity and resilience of the female body. From the intricate dance of hormones to the awe-inspiring process of pregnancy and childbirth, the female body is a marvel of nature, a testament to the power and beauty of life itself. Throughout history, women's bodies have been both revered and reviled, celebrated and controlled, misunderstood and misrepresented. But through it all, our bodies have endured, adapting, evolving, and carrying the torch of life from one generation to the next. So, let's celebrate our bodies in all their messy, magnificent glory. Let's embrace our cycles, our hormones, our fertility, and our strength. Let's continue to ask questions, challenge assumptions, and advocate for our health and well-being. And let's never stop marveling at the wonders of the female body, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the boundless potential of the human spirit. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content.